नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा. So we welcome all of you for this wonderful session on our dear Lord Sri Krishna. And all of you are aware that why we are hearing this, because very soon we are going to celebrate Sri Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav. That is why we are having these wonderful sessions on Lord Shri Krishna. So if you have any doubts about Krishna, you can note them down. And whatever doubts are there related to this today's session, that you can ask. And remaining you can ask tomorrow. The tomorrow's specific session is on that only. So let me share a PPT with you and we'll start. Hare Krishna. So I hope all of you are able to see the PPT now. Yes. Krishna, the sweetest, isn't it? Just see how beautiful Krishna is looking. So now, before understanding the sweetness of a Krishna, we should understand the greatness of Krishna. That is why first session we had that only. How Krishna is the greatest, how Krishna creates everything. Because then only we can appreciate the sweetness of Krishna. Otherwise, what will happen? We will compare Krishna. Suppose we hear the Bala Leelas of Krishna or the childhood pastimes of Krishna. Then what happens? We think, hey, Krishna is the same person like my son. My son also does all these things. So we will compare our son with Krishna. So either we will make Krishna as our son or we will make our son as a Krishna. So then that is how to understand the sweetness of Krishna. First of all, we have to understand the greatness of Krishna. Like another example we'll see. That's, for example, suppose there is a student who is in a primary school, and if we give him very complicated equation in algebra, suppose sine, cos, tan I write, he say, hey, what is this, sir? Sin, cos, tan, you are doing spelling mistake. And for example, some student is in a high school and we give him triple integration or something like that in a mathematics. So he will say, sir, don't you know how to write this S? Why are you writing this elongated S? So because they are not at that level to understand the algebra, that is why they are saying like this. So before hearing the sweetness of Krishna, we should understand the greatness of Krishna. Otherwise, when we hear about the pastimes of Krishna dancing with gopis, then what question people ask? Hare Krishna, your Krishna, that naughty boy, is dancing with the gopis, the wives of others. Then why we should not dance? We should also have a Rasa Leela. And that is why they create some movies like Krishna and his Leelas. So because people don't understand that he is the same Krishna who danced on the hoods of Kaliya. Now Kaliya is a serpent. As soon as we see any snake in front of us, what we do? We run away from that place. Isn't it? And even a small snake, if you see, we say, hare, hare, what happened, this happened, that happened. And here is the snake, just see. He is having 1,000 hoods. How many hoods are there? 1,000 hoods are there. And out of that, 101 are prominent. So Krishna is dancing on a platform which is very slippery. Some of you might have seen snakes, or some of you might have even touched the snakes. They're very slippery. And what to speak of dancing on that? And Krishna is dancing. And not only dancing, but very amazingly playing on his flute also. And this Kaliya is not just a slippery surface, but that surface is trying to bite Krishna. Isn't it really amazing? Can we imagine to dance on such a surface which is very slippery and that surface is trying to beat us? Very, very difficult. No, what to speak of difficult? It is impossible. And Krishna did this when he was 5 years and 8 months old. That time this happened. And in this study, we are seeing the another pastime of Krishna. He held Govardhan. Govardhan is big mountain. Now the size of Govardhan is 21 kilometers periphery of the Govardhan. That big is the Govardhan hill. And he held it for 7 days and 7 nights. Isn't it? We are not able to hold even one brick for one day. What to speak of one day, even 1 hour if you hold, our hand will start paining and we say, "Oh mother, please take this away." But here Krishna such a beautifully is holding the Govardhan on his head. And that too on the little finger of the left hand, which is the weakest part of our body. On that Krishna is lifting. So this is what is the greatness of Krishna. So if we can do this, then we can imitate other pastime of Krishna also. The fact that we are not such a great like Krishna, so we should not try to imitate the Rasa Leela or other pastimes of Krishna. And also, once when Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder of ISKCON, he is being to Chennai. He was there in Chennai, and there were some couples. There when some family was there, old family. They are asking Prabhupada to again and again speak on Rasa Leela. Then Prabhupada was telling, no, we should hear about the majestic pastime of Krishna first, then sweet pastime. But they were again and again insisting. So Prabhupada said, okay, you might be eligible to hear, but I am not eligible to speak. Now here, Prabhupada is saying this, who is the pure devotee of Krishna saying this, then what is our level? And this the sweet pastimes of Krishna can be compared to a Makardhwaj medicine. So if we can digest this medicine, then our life will increase. But if we are not able to digest these pastimes, then we will die there. Like when people hear about this pastimes of Krishna with gopis, their lusty desires will increase. If they also think, oh, this is a simple relationship between boy and girl, so I can also have relationship with my girlfriend or boyfriend like this. What is the problem? What is the difficulty? Difficulty is when Krishna does these pastimes, he is not bound by that, but will be bound by such activities. It is sin. Now you may wonder, Prabhu, you are telling that Ras Leela or the sweetness pastimes are not for us. But you title this session as Sweetness of Krishna, then what to do? What to do is we understand that we are not at that level, and first we heard the greatness of Krishna. So keeping that in mind, we hear the sweet pastimes of Krishna so that we can purify ourselves. Because these pastimes which describe the sweetness of Krishna can be compared to a medicine for a jaundiced person. Like for example, if a person gets a jaundice, here this shloka comes. Syat Krishna Nama Charita Disitapi Avidya Pitto Patapta Rasanaya Narochikanu Kintvaadarat Anudinam Khalu Saiva Jushta Swadvikramadi Bhavati Tadpada Mulahantri. So here it is told that these pastimes of Krishna are, or the sweet pastimes of Krishna are like this sweet sugarcane juice, which is very sweet. But if we give this sugarcane juice to a jaundiced person, then it will be very bitter and he will not take that. But same jaundice juice, same sugarcane juice will appear very sweet when that jaundice is cured. So similarly, when we hear the pastimes of Krishna, sweet pastimes of Krishna, then our anarthas which are there in our heart, they will be cured and nullified, and then we will be able to relish properly. Hmm? So let us see how Krishna reciprocates with his devotees in different rasas or different type of relationships. So there are 5 types of relationships which Krishna has with his devotees. First rasa is Shanta rasa. So first rasa is the Shanta rasa. Shanta rasa means what? Shanta rasa means serving Lord with awe and reverence, with respect and with gratitude serving the Krishna. So just now you saw one video in which trees were taking out the mangoes and offering it to Krishna. Then once upon a time what happened? These cows, all of you are able to see these cows? So when Krishna was younger, when he was 5 year old, before that Krishna was going for herding calves, what's small calves. But when he became 6 year old, he crossed his 5 year old and went to sixth year. Then he requested Nanda Maharaj, my dear father, please allow me to herd cows now. And Nanda Maharaj discussed with his friends and said, yes, okay, no problem. From tomorrow you will go for herding the cows. And cows go to forest. So then Mother Yashoda tells Krishna that now you are going to forest, you have to wear chappal. And Krishna said that Maya, I am Gopal. Gopal means I am the servant of cows. And if you want to give me chappal, you have to give chappal to my all the cows. And Nanda Maharaj had how many cows? 9 lakh cows. And cows have how many legs? 4 legs each. So 9 lakh into 4 means 36 lakh. That many chappals Krishna was demanding from his mother, which is practically very difficult for Mother Yashoda. So then all cows were hearing this. Oh, our dear Krishna is not wearing chappal because we are not having chappal. But if Krishna walks like this on the in the forest path, then his legs will be pricked by the stones and he will get hurt. So all cows, what they did, they had an emergency meeting. In the night, they had an emergency meeting and they decided that tomorrow Krishna is going to take us. So let us go now and trample all the stones in Vraja to make it fine dust so that it will not hurt the Krishna's feet. So like this, all cows, they serve Krishna in this way, awe and reverence. And then now also if we go to Vrajadham or Vrindavan, we'll be able to see the sand there is like a very fine sand, very dust. And it is like a Johnson's and Johnson baby powder. Then the next level of rasa or next level of relationship is Dasya Rasa. Dasya Rasa means serving Krishna as a master in a mood of servant and master relationship. And the example is Hanumanji and Ramchandra. Hanumanji was serving Lord Ram as his servant, and Ram is a master. Lord Ramchandra is a master of Hanumanji. And Hanumanji is the best servant. Like there are 3 categories of servants. One is the one who, even if you tell him something to do, he will not do it. He will neglect it. Second quality of servant is you do him something and he will do that much only. But the first quality of servant is you tell him something to do and that servant will do much more than what is asked and what is in interest of master. So Hanuman is like that of servant. He was given a task to find Mother Sita. So he did that. But on top of that, what he did, he burned the Lanka also. आग लगा दिया लंका का एकदम. And he not only burned the Lanka, but he analyzed the Lanka. What are their armies, where, who is standing, and what is the strength of enemy, and everything he surveyed and gave to Ranjit again back. That is the Dasya Rasa, serving the Lord. And in Dasya Rasa, these devotees, they will never climb onto the shoulder of Krishna, or they will never uh, say anything to the Lord, or they will not do any joking with the Lord, but they will always worship. And second example is Mother Lakshmi. She is also just massaging the feet of Lord Narayan. So she is also in Dasya Dasya Rasa. And then second friendship is Sakhya, or third, the above rasa, above Dasya Rasa is Sakhya Rasa. Sakhya means friendship. Now friendship is little more intimate. Dasya means there is a distance and respect is there. But is Sakhya means friendship. So in this friendship, these boyfriends or these friends of Krishna, they even climb onto the shoulder of Krishna. They have fight with Krishna and they defeat Krishna and they stand on Krishna. Once what happened, you are able to see this photo here. So once these friends of Krishna, they told, "Oh Krishna, we have brought nice rasagullas from our home. So please taste it." And they told Krishna that you close your eyes, and then we will give you this rasagulla. And then Krishna was closing his eyes. So here you are able to see Krishna is closing eyes. And instead of giving rasagulla to Krishna, this another friend is eating rasagulla, and this one friend is putting this flower into the mouth of Krishna. And this flower is very bitter flower. So like this, Krishna's friends do with him. Now, not an ordinary person cannot do this with Krishna. We cannot do such joke with Krishna. This is Sakyaras. Another example of Sakyaras is Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna also had the same friend relationship with Krishna. And so much so that both of them were used to sit together, eat together, roam around together. We never see Hanumanji doing that with Ramchandra. Hanumanji will always walk behind Lord Ramchandra because he is in Dasyaras, but Sakyaras is little different. So Sakyaras means friendship with Krishna. And there are very sweet pastimes of Krishna in Sakya Bhava also. So there is one friend of Krishna, his name is Madhumangal. So Madhumangal is very fond of sweets. And once upon a time it so happened that this Madhumangal and all these Gopals, they had gone to steal butter. And unfortunately, these gopis, they came to know that Krishna is there in the room. So then they were coming inside. They were trying to open the door. And then Krishna and all of his friends, they escaped from one of the window. There was one small window was there for that room. So they escaped from there. But Madhumangal was so fat that he was not able to come out. Then what happened? All these gopis, they caught Madhumangal. And they were trying to punish him. But then Madhumangal said, "See, I am Brahmana. I'll curse you." And then Krishna also comes there to save Madhumangal. And then Krishna tells, "But Madhumangal is Brahman, he will curse you. So please feed him." And then Madhumangal got many laddus, and then he came out and he shared with other people. Like this, many pastimes Krishna does with his friends. Once upon a time, they were playing one game, and in that game, whoever loses, that party will carry other party on their shoulder. That was the bet. And Krishna carried his friend on his shoulder. Krishna's party launched. So Krishna also carried one of his friend on his shoulder. That is what Krishna does. And then Vatsalya Rasa. Vatsalya Rasa means the motherly affection, the or parental affection. So Mother Yashoda has that parental love with Krishna. And not only Mother Yashoda, but all the elderly gopis of Vrindavan have that relationship with Krishna. So you are seeing here in first photograph, Krishna had stolen the butter from some Gopi's house, and he came running and hiding in his home. Another gopis are coming and they are complaining to Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda, please control your son, your Kana. See, he every time he comes to our house and steals butter. And then Yashoda says, no, no, in our home so much butter is there. Why he will steal butter from your house? And Gopi say, if you think that we are false and we are telling lies, check his mouth, check his hands. His hands are still stuffed with butter. And when Mother Yashoda tried to check the hands and mouth of Krishna, there was nothing. And then Krishna says, actually, these gopis are telling you lies. And these gopis are telling that I am not your son. They tell me like this. So Krishna will trick Mother Yashoda like this. And Mother Yashoda will become emotional and he will embrace Krishna and she will forget all the complaints of the gopis. So Krishna, when he will do such mischievous activities, he will put very innocent face in front of Mother Yashoda. And what to speak of that? Here, see, Mother Yashoda is coming to find Krishna and Balaram. Here, these two people are there in photo. Here is this Krishna with yellow dhoti and this blue dhoti. And Balaram ka dhoti bhi nikal gaya. So this small boy who is carrying blue dhoti is Balaram. So both of them were so naughty, so they used to steal butter. And when their stomachs were full, they used to distribute it to monkeys. And when monkeys' stomachs were also full, they used to throw it here there. They used to say that this butter is so tasteless that even monkeys don't like. And they used to throw butter here, there, and everywhere. So once Mother Yashoda wanted to punish Krishna. And Mother Yashoda came and she wanted to find and punish. So she ran after Krishna. And Krishna was so swift that she could not catch Krishna. But ultimately, Krishna became little merciful and he was being caught by Mother Yashoda. That was the Damodar pastime which you heard yesterday. And once upon a time, again, Krishna and Balaram they are playing with their friends in a field or in a ground. And it was the time for lunch, and Nanda Maharaj, who is the father of Krishna, he was waiting at home. And they were not ready to come. Rohini, who is the mother of Balaram, she went to call Krishna Balaram, but they did not come. And they told Yashoda that you only go and call them because they will listen to you. And then Mother Yashoda, in her parental love, motherly affection, she went there and she was calling, Hey Krishna, hey Rama, please come. And Krishna and Balaram, they were playing. But Yashoda was calling, so they wanted to come, but their friends said, Oh Krishna, because you are losing, that is why you are going. Don't go. And if you go now, then tomorrow we will not allow you to play. You just sit there and watch our game. Like that, their friends said. And then Krishna said, No, 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 I will not go. I will play with you. And Yashoda, she said, No, I have to do something. And she screamed very loudly. She made her eyes very big, and screamed, How beloved, how beloved. And Krishna Balaram said, What is this how beloved? And Yashoda said that how beloved is big Rakshasa. He's having big eyes and big teeth and big horns, and he will catch you. And because the description of Mother Yashoda was so graphic, Krishna Balaram became fearful. And they started running with Yashoda. And Yashoda came running to house. And that is how Krishna Balaram also came to house. So this is how, that is the parental affection of Yashoda. One another day, Mother Yashoda was putting Krishna to sleep. And Krishna was not ready to sleep only. So Mother Yashoda used to tell different pastimes to Krishna. Once upon a time, Mother Yashoda was telling pastime of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj and Narsimhadev. And when she was telling, so once upon a time there was one Hiranyakashipu and he had a son Prahlad who was the devotee of Lord Vishnu. And Hiranyakashipu was tormenting his son. And then came Lord Vishnu as Narsimhadev. And as soon as Mother Yashoda took name of Narsimhadev, immediately Krishna got out from the bed and started, like lion he started doing. So Mother Yashoda said, I am putting you to sleep, but you are getting up. Now sleep, I will tell you another story. And then Mother Yashoda started telling the story of Ramchandra. So she started telling. I'll tell you in English only. There is Sanskrit very nice, but I'll tell directly in English. So there was one Mother Yashoda is telling. Once upon a time, there was the King Rama, and Krishna said, hmm. And he had a beautiful wife. Her name was Sita. Krishna said, hmm. And then Yashoda said, on the order of Dashrath, they went to forest. Krishna said, hmm. And in the forest, Ravana stole away Sita. And as soon as Krishna heard this, Sita is stolen, he got up from the bed. Hey Lakshmana, hey Saumitra, bring my bow and arrow. Let us kill this Ravana. And again he started running here, there, searching for a bow and arrow. And then Mother Yashoda was again in tension. Hey, what is this? I am putting him at a sleep and he is going here, there. Another cowherd gopis came and they said, Mother Yashoda, Are, what are you doing? Are you putting him to rest or are you waking him up? So, like this, there are different Vatsalya pastimes of Krishna and Yashoda. And there is another pastime. Here, Krishna once stole the butter and he was caught. He was caught red-handed. And Vedavati, there was another gopi, her name was Vedavati. So she caught Krishna and she was bringing Krishna to Yashoda to show red-handedly that thief is caught now. So, but when she was complaining to Yashoda, see your Krishna, he's stealing the butter. And actually, when she brought in front, instead of Krishna, there was her son only, Vedavati's son. Then she became bewildered. Arey, what is this? I caught Krishna and here is my son. How come my son came? I was carrying Krishna only. So she thought that I might be having some chakkar or something. So she started going back. And when she came out of the house of Krishna, then again her son transformed into Krishna and Krishna started telling, see, I did not like that you are catching me and taking me to my mother for complaining. If next time you catch me, you will find hand of your husband instead of your son. And whole Vrindavan will be laughing at you. So don't do that again. So like this, Krishna was very naughty. And the topmost rasa is Madhurya rasa. For us to understand this is very, very difficult. Madhurya rasa means the pastimes of gopis with Krishna. And it is said that this particular verse comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Atmendriya Priti Vancha Tare Balikam Krishnendriya Priti Chan Tare Premanam. So people in this world, they have very flowery understanding of Madhurya Ras. They create many songs also. Main tera tu meri dil pagal ye ho gaya wo ho gaya. They think that this is a conjugal love. But conjugal love does not mean enjoyment. Conjugal love means sacrifice. And we see that in the pastime of Mother Sita and here Brahman Patnis. See here all these Brahman Patnis and also the gopis of Vrindavan, they were ready to sacrifice everything. For a woman, her even greater than the life is her uh, izzat. What we say? Her honor. Her honor is greater to a woman than her life also. And these women, the gopis, they're ready to give up their honor also to come and meet Krishna. What society will say, but they are not worried. They are ready to sacrifice anything and everything. Here, Brahman Patnis, their husbands were not ready to give food to Krishna. Okay, many of you may not aware of this pastime. I'll tell this pastime in little detail. So once upon a time, Krishna and Balaram, they were playing in a forest and they became very hungry. So they told their friends, go nearby and there are some Brahmanas who are having some yagya and bring food for them. And these friends went and asked the food from Brahmanas. But Brahman said, no, no, we are doing yagya. This food is meant for Lord Vishnu, not for Krishna. And then boy said, his friends came back, Krishna's friends, and they said that these Brahmanas are not ready to give. And then Krishna said, okay, now you go to the wives of these Brahmanas and ask for the food. And these wives of Brahmanas, they were hearing Krishna's pastimes when they used to go to sell butter to Mathura, there they have heard Shri Krishna Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Like that, they used to hear these pastimes about Krishna. Hey Krishna, hey Yadav, hey Sakheti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Like that, they used to sing also. So just because of hearing about Krishna, they fell in love with Krishna. In love means not a conjugal love, but attracted towards Krishna. And when they heard that Krishna had come here, so they hurriedly came and gave all the food, whatever is meant for yajna to Krishna. So they are ready to sacrifice their honor. Their husbands may beat them, their husbands may throw them out of the house, but they are ready to tolerate them. No problem. And here the second picture, this here Mother Sita is in the custody of Ravana. She is in Ashok Vatika. And there it was not such an easy place. All every time she was being surrounded by the Rakshasis who were always ready to eat her. And she was there in that place for almost 11 months. Totally emaciated, not she never ate anything, same clothes she were wearing. So she was ready to undergo all kind of sacrifice because she was loving Lord Ramchandra, and for Lord Ramchandra she is ready to undergo any sacrifice. So are we ready to do that sacrifice? No. We just want, oh Madhurya Rasa, this is a topmost rasa, and we also worship Krishna in that rasa. But in that rasa there is a topmost sacrifice required. In our conditional stage, we can learn or appreciate only till Vatsalya rasa at the max. And when we hear these pastimes, we hear them for our own purification. We don't hear them for enjoyment, but we hear these pastimes for our purification. It comes in Srimad Bhagavatam that when we hear these pastimes with faith, then our heart will be cleansed. But we should hear them from bona fide source and in proper direction. And we should hear them from the Acharyas who are coming in Guru Parampara. Then only we will get the proper understanding of particular pastimes. Otherwise, we will not get the proper understanding of pastimes and we will misunderstand. That is why Krishna is most misunderstood God in this world. See, even the big people like Gandhiji and them, they have misconception about Krishna. Gandhiji used to carry Bhagavad Gita every time. But when he was asked, your God is dancing with other other people's wife. Is this your God? And that time Gandhiji replied, if Krishna had done this, then Krishna is not my Lord. Only Ramchandra is my Lord. That means even the big people like Gandhiji and them, they don't have proper understanding of these pastimes of Krishna. Then what to speak of ordinary people? That is why we should hear these pastimes from the bona fide sources and those who are coming in Guru Parampara. Then only we will understand them nicely. Otherwise, what will be there? Instead of understanding, there will be misunderstanding. There will be doubts about Krishna. And when we have doubts, doubts are like a burning coal. They will burn us also and then they will burn other people also. So our condition is we have problems and miseries. We have these four problems, birth, old age, disease, death, and we have threefold miseries. We are always tormented by these problems. So how we can get a perfect understanding about Krishna? Very, very difficult. So on 12th, 11th and 12th, we are celebrating Janmashtami. And Janmashtami means it is the appearance of Krishna, who is the topmost supreme and the sweetest Lord. It is said that Madhuram Madhure Bhyopi Mangale Bhyopi Mangalam Pavanam Pavane Bhyopi Hare Nameva Kevalam. So, Hare Nama is so sweet. If Lord's name is so sweet, then what to speak of Lord Himself, isn't it? The Lord is the sweetest person, and we can worship Him in a Dasya Rasa. Now our level is to worship Him in Dasya Rasa, and gradually when we will be purified, then we'll understand our relationship with Him, and then we'll worship Him in that Rasa. Okay. So thank you all very much. We wish you very happy Shri Krishna Janmashtami and invite you cordially to our temple through Zoom, YouTube, and WhatsApp. So mainly we'll be broadcasting our temple programs on the temple Facebook account, our temple Facebook page. So all of you are invited for that. And also you can contribute in your own way, whatever you can. So thank you all very much. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Either you can share in a chat or I will allow you to unmute yourself. Now you can unmute yourself and if you have any questions, you can ask. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
This is Shilpa from Sainik Puri.
Yes.
Prabhuji, the thing is that you will give a participation certificate if you attend all the 4 classes, or if you miss also you won't give, Prabhuji. The thing is that yesterday I have missed due to some reasons.
So tomorrow's class will be having an assessment.
Okay, Prabhuji.
We'll be having after tomorrow's class we'll be having assessment.
Okay, Prabhuji.
If you attend that and depending upon that we'll be giving you certificates.
Okay, fine, Prabhuji. Thanks.
No problem. Tomorrow you don't miss.
Fine, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay. So here is one question. So here is a comment from one person that thank you very much for giving us this knowledge. So this knowledge is not mine, but this knowledge is coming in Parampara, and the source of our knowledge is Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder of ISKCON. So thanks to him. Because of him, we are able to get this knowledge. So if you want this knowledge more and more, please do read Prabhupada books. Starting from Bhagavad Gita, Krishna books, Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many books are written by Krishna. So you are most welcome to read all these books on Srila Prabhupada. Okay, here is, if a devotee insults a woman, will Krishna forgive his devotee or punish him? Krishna will not only, if somebody insults anybody, Krishna does not like that. What to speak of woman? Krishna will not like even if he insults an ant. Because everybody is a son of Krishna or the part and parcel of Krishna. Son or daughter, whatever you say. Just for a convenience, we say son or daughter. But everybody is a part and parcel of Krishna. So even if he insults an ant, Krishna will not like that. For example, people try to love Krishna, but they kill a chicken or they kill a goat. That is not at all good. Because chicken and goat, they are the part and parcel of Krishna. They are like our brothers and sisters. Because we have one common father. That means all these goats, chicken, whatever some people cut, they are our brothers and sisters. And if some of our brother and sister, if they are little less advanced than us, then we don't kill them, but we help them. Okay? So what to speak of insulting women, Krishna will not like even insulting anybody. When we have to fast during Janmashtami on 11th or 12th. So we are in ISKCON, we are celebrating Janmashtami on 12th of August. So fast starts from morning, 12th early morning to 12th midnight. Early morning means 3:30. So fast start from there till night 12 o'clock. Shobha iPhone. Please answer. What should I answer? Okay. You already? Okay, Shobha, I think you got your answer. Krishna Priya is asking, why did people lose their eyesight when they try to hide in Nidhivan at night. Because in Nidhivan, Krishna is performing his Nitya Lila and no ordinary person is allowed there. That is why they lose their eyesight. Because without being pure, we cannot enter into the higher realms or higher rasas of Krishna. Forcibly, we cannot enter. Like we discussed also, today's session was that only. That we can gradually increase. So we love Krishna in a Dasya Bhava. Don't jump directly to Madhurya. So these people, those who want to go to Nidhivan and say, see the pastimes of Krishna, they are trying to jump to Madhurya. Krishna Chaitanya is asking, yes, tomorrow there is a class at same time 6 o'clock. Can we get recording links? So after tomorrow's session, we'll be uploading
Once.
and giving you the links. Okay, Amulya, do you?
Okay, sir.
So when is Bhagavad Gita said? Anirudh is asking. When is Bhagavad Gita?
Okay, sir.
So Bhagavad Gita was spoken 5,000 years back when there was a battle between there was a battle of Mahabharata between Pandavas and Kauravas. That time Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna, but that does not mean that before that Bhagavad Gita was not existing. Bhagavad Gita is existing since time immemorial, since the beginning of creation. And proof is there in Bhagavad Gita itself. Krishna tells that in 4th chapter, 1st verse it comes that Evam Vivasvata Manuha, that he had given this knowledge to Vivasvata, Vivaswan. Vivaswan is a sun god. 1.20 billion years ago. 120 billion years ago, he had given this knowledge to Vivaswan already. The Bhagavad Gita is spoken 5,000 years back, but it is already existing. Hare Krishna, please could you explain about Rahu Ketu related to onion garlic? So Shrishma is asking here a question about Rahu Ketu onion garlic. If time permits, I'll answer because that is not directly related to this session. I'll take next questions and then come back here. Why did people disable the answer? So as we already discussed, that this Madhurya Lila pastime, Sai Mohan is asking that can we read Madhurya Lila pastimes now? I frankly tell that even many of us, those who are practicing this Krishna consciousness since last 15 years, till now we have also never read the Madhurya Lila pastimes of Krishna because we cannot comprehend them. So I suggest Sai Mohan that first you read Srimad Bhagavatam from first canto to ninth canto 2 times and then go to 10th canto. Okay, don't directly jump to Madhurya Ras. We cannot understand that. Otherwise, we will equate that with the relationship between boyfriend and girlfriend. Dr. Manosh Fulkan is asking, tell us about devotees who are non-vegetarian. Do the Lord like that? No. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhakta Pranashati. Krishna tells that you offer me Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, these 4 things only. And whatever we offer to Krishna, that only we take. So the devotee of Krishna is neither vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Devotee of Krishna is Krishnatarian. He eats only prasadam of the Lord. So is tomorrow class? Yes, tomorrow is. So here Kiran is telling that I really love the way that Krishnapedia team is working with purest effort in spreading Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, Kiran. The efforts, again I say, they are not ours. This is all credit goes to our teachers like Radhesham Prabhu, Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu, Bharat Krishna Prabhu, Sitaram Prabhu, all these our leaders, and ultimately to Srila Prabhupada. All we have, all whatever we are able to share with you, is because of them. Why Krishna will prefer only flute, not other instrument? Very nice and amazing question. Lalita is asking, why Krishna plays only flute? Why no other instrument? So, Krishna is very simple Lord, isn't it? See, other gods, we see they are carrying so many weapons in their hand, but Krishna does not carry anything. We see that other gods like Vishnu and others, they will wear very golden ornaments and nice dress and everything. But Krishna wears simple dhoti and peacock feather and some flowers here there. So Krishna is very simple Lord. That is why his instrument is very simple. This flute is just like a bamboo and nothing else. It is just like a bamboo and having some holes at particular place. So because Krishna is very simple, that is why he chooses very simple instrument like flute. So I think it is to sun god Krishna said. Anirudh, I said something same thing to you. Vivaswan is sun god. It comes in fourth chapter, first verse. That first, in 5000 years ago, Krishna spoke this Gita to Arjuna. But before that, 120 billion years ago, Krishna gave this Gita to Vivaswan. Vivaswan is the name of sun god. So sun god also has a name. His name is Vivaswan. Why Krishna is preferred? So Shankar is asking. So we are not keeping temple open on Janmashtami, but main gate will be open and all the devotees can come and take the darshan from the main gate. Why Krishna is preferred? So here the question is Kaushika asking that did Kshatriyas consume meat back in Dwapar Yuga because Lord was born as Kshatriya. Krishna never consumes meat, never. And some Kshatriyas, because of keeping themselves in a Kshatriya spirit, they used to kill the animals, but they never ate them. They were not killing animals to eat them, but they are killing the animals to maintain the population in the forest and also to practice the killing because in battle they cannot directly kill the people. Okay, Amulya, are you there? Amulya wanted to ask some doubt. Are you still there? You can unmute and ask. So Krishna Priya is asking, is Radharani and Rukmini Devi same? No, they are not same. But Rukmini Devi is the expansion of Radharani. Why did Krishna lift Chakra against Bhishma on 10th day of war? Oh, Sadhana. Here, Sadhana is asking a question. Is Sadhana there? She is not there on the email. Sadhana is asking a question. Why did Krishna lifted a weapon against Bhishma? So why she lifted? Why he lifted the weapon? Because Bhishma had taken a vow. Because before that, what had happened? Duryodhan was accusing Bhishma for not fighting to the fullest of his extent. So then Duryodhan told, tomorrow you have to kill Pandavas. And then Bhishma kept 5 arrows aside. And by some trick, Arjuna took those arrows back. And then Bhishma took a vow. Tomorrow, Krishna had to break his promise. Otherwise, he will see his friend Arjuna killed. So because Bhishma was fighting so vehemently and so vigorously, and Arjuna was about to be killed, and Krishna don't care for his promise. What Krishna cares is for the life of his devotee. That is why Arjuna lifted, sorry, to save Arjuna, Krishna lifted a weapon and ran against Bhishma. Aishwarya wanted to ask some question. Yes, you can unmute and ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the class. Prabhuji, is it like these rasas keep changing when the devotee advances in Krishna consciousness, or can you just explain that? Or
Yes, thank you very much for this question. So here Mataji is asking a question that how these rasas do we experience? How do we experience this rasa, and how to know which rasa am I in, and can I grow in rasa? Or this rasa they change or not? So as we explained in a session in between, I told that now in our condition stage there are two kinds of bhakti. Now you understand. One is which we are performing is sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti means regulated practice. So every day we get up early in the morning, we chant 16 rounds, and we follow proper sadhana. Means we do practice. We read Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear Srimad Bhagavatam daily. So by this practice, we'll be purified. Whatever anarthas are there in our heart, lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion, all these anarthas will be purified. And then we will come to a stage which is called as Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti means spontaneous devotion to Krishna. And that time, our Swarupa will be revealed to us. Swarupa means all of us, we have one identity in a spiritual world. All of us, we have a particular identity in a spiritual world. Now we have forgotten that. But our identity remains the same. Means our identity means our role in spiritual world is the same. And we are happy in that. So when we purify ourselves by sadhana bhakti, and during the sadhana bhakti, we are in a dasya rasa. We don't try to jump to Sakya rasa. We don't try to put our hand on Krishna's shoulder or Radharani's shoulder or nothing like that. Or we don't imagine also that I am painting on Krishna or anything. Or not Vatsalya also. That Krishna. Hare Krishna. Keep yourself mute. Don't unmute. I am answering. When I am answering, don't unmute. Otherwise, it will disturb. Okay. So we were telling that we don't try to artificially think something that I am lover of Krishna or I am a mother of Krishna or I am a friend of Krishna. We serve Krishna in Dasya Bhav now. And when we get purified gradually, then one stage comes when we are fully purified and our Swarupa will be revealed to us. Now you miss, we may be a tree in a spiritual world, or we might be a cow or animal, or we might be a friend of Krishna, or we may be a elderly gopi who has Vatsalya rasa with Krishna, or we may be a gopi who has Madhurya rasa with Krishna. That may vary. And it is also not that if somebody is male now and somebody is female now, that means we are male and female in spiritual world. That is also not there. So I hope you understood this, that now we practice as a Dasya Rasa and in a regulated devotional service. And when we are sufficiently purified, then our identity, who we are and which rasa we have with Krishna, that will be revealed to us.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Rasa does not change, rasa is same only. Whatever rasa we have with Krishna, but we don't know that what is that, and we don't try to artificially know also. We just focus on purifying ourselves and worship Krishna in Dasya Rasa. So when we are purified, then Krishna will reveal to us. Okay. So here, yes, you will get all the recordings of the sessions tomorrow. After the last session, we'll be uploading it to the cloud and sharing with you. While Lord Parshuram gave this teaching to Bhishma, and Lord Parshuram teaches only to Brahmins, but Bhishma is. So here Divya is asking a question: why these teachings are given to? Why Parshuram taught to Bhishma? Because it was requested by Mother Ganga, who is the purest of everything. So on the request of Ganga, Parshuram taught to Bhishma. Sir, I have doubts. Sir, can I unmute and ask? Krishna Chaitanya, you can unmute and ask. Hare Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya, you have some doubt? You can unmute yourself. Yes. Ask. Yes.
Sir, why did Krishna dance on the snake named Kalia, sir?
A very amazing question. So, Krishna Chaitanya is asking why at all Krishna had to dance on Kalia. So, what had happened was this Kalia, he was living far in these Fiji Islands. which are near Indonesia. But because he was troubled there by Garuda, so he came to Yamuna, which is in Vrindavan. Yamuna is a river, and Kalia has poisoned that river. Now, for example, suppose some snakes comes in our tank, which is tank is there up. In that tank, suppose some snake comes and poisons our tank. Then what we will do? We will take out that snake and throw away, na? Will you do that? If somebody poisons your tank, water tank, what will
Yes, sir.
yes, no? So similarly, Yamuna was poisoned by Kalia. Then Krishna wanted to teach lesson to Kalia. That is why Krishna and he wanted to kill Kalia, but because Kalia's wife prayed to Krishna, that Krishna, please forgive our husband. So that is why Krishna did not kill Kalia. He just danced on his head, and his whole poison was removed. You have seen some snake charmers, they will carry big snake with them, but snake will never bite because his poisonous teeth are removed. So similarly, Krishna removed whole poison of Kaliya and then he is harmless and sent him. So to remove his poison, Krishna danced on the hoods of Kaliya. And also he wanted to enjoy. That is why he did that. Okay, Krishna Chaitanya.
Sir.
Madhusudan, do temple doors open? So temple doors will be open, but people cannot come inside the temple because it is very risky on Janmashtami day because many people come, so it will be very difficult. Okay. So thank you all very much. You all are very nice audience. We had even children and old people all together. There is mixture of audience. I can see some of them are 10 years old, 12 years old. Krishna Chaitanya, how old are you? Hare Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, sir. I'm not Krishna Chaitanya, sir. I'm his brother, MBS Akshay, sir.
Okay. How old are you?
Sir, 10, sir.
10 years. And here we have Sudha. They are our regular things. So we have audience varying from 10 years to 60 years. So thank you all very much. We are very happy to give whatever knowledge we are getting from our superiors and Srila Prabhupada to all of you. So here is a question from Ira Reddy that why did Yashoda did not visit any marriage of Krishna? Because Mother Yashoda was always in Vrindavan and she was in separation from Krishna. So she, what we say? Because if she would have visited the marriage of Krishna, then she would have remembered Krishna more and more. And Krishna did not want that Mother Yashoda feels more anxiety. That is why Yashoda did not attend the marriage of Krishna. But she came as Gokula Devi and then married Krishna. And Krishna came as Venkateshwara and married him with Shri Devi and Bhudevi. And done. So thank you. Here we end. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahamahotsav ki jai. Nandanandalal Krishna ki jai. Hare Krishna.
I'm leaving.